I got to tell you, that's real character.
Once again, I tell no lies. I am managing the World Tag Team Champions like I said I would, honey. And what this is called, it's called the 1994 Bert Prentice Take No Prisoners Tour through the USWA. Because, honey, I'm back the way it should be and the way it's always been. Eddie Gilbert a couple of weeks ago came out and said, can you imagine how I had to pretend for 3 weeks to be Brian Christopher's friend? I've been pretending for 8 months, and I'm sick and tired. All the fans coming up, give me a hug. Are you kidding, honey? You'll never touch his beautiful body again. And then I have to come out here and talk to the most overrated wrestling commentator in the business. But what this means, Jerry Lawler, it's time for you to be afraid once again. Brian Christopher, it's time for you to be afraid. You know, Jerry Lawler's been the unified champion on 14 different occasions. 11 times you lost that belt. I was in the corner against you, and I'm going for every belt. I have 2. There's 2 more to get. Monsters, go to the ring. It's time to party, honey.
This is Bert Prentice, stick a knife in the back type of the tour.
You love me and you know
that, sure. Prentice heads to the ring as the Eliminators in a non-title bout. Let's go to Corey.
Tag team action, 1 fall and 10 minutes in time. First introducing, weighing in at a combined weight of 500 pounds from Memphis, Tennessee, Chris Frazier and his partner, the Spellbinder. Their opponents at a combined weight of 555 pounds, the USWA Tag Team Champions, wrestling out of Boston, Massachusetts, Saturn and Kronus, the Eliminators. With manager Bert Prentice, 1 fall, 10 minutes in time, tag team action.
Okay, Corey tells you who they are. We're going to see what they can do. We're looking at Kevin Christian, the referee. Across the ring over there is Chris Frazier and the Spellbinder. And that is Saturn starting out for the Eliminators as he's going against another well-muscled guy in the Spellbinder.
The Eliminators world champions, as Bert Prentice said. This is a non-title match. Spellbinder, boy, this guy has really been looking good recently, too. Don't count him out of this match here. His partner, Chris Frazier, over in the corner. But look at the move the Spellbinder just put on him. Eliminators if the Eliminators have looked past this match, they could find themselves in trouble here today. Oh, look at this. Spellbinder taking on both of them at once.
Firing that big right hand into Saturn's chops and makes the tag now to Chris Frazier. Frazier has been around 3 or 4 years now, maybe 5 years, and he takes a shot upside him. Boy, did he nail him.
Man, that boot, he had the boot 6 feet off the mat as he popped him in the head with it. Wow.
Over the top comes Kronus, a double whip, double shoulder. And down goes Chris Frazier, and Bert Prentice making himself totally obnoxious. I cannot get over it. It's one thing to be just a flat-out-mouth crook so that everybody knows it. But when you come in there and sneak in behind and then turn your back on somebody that supposedly you're not only friends with, you're managing belly-to-belly. Chris Frazier pumped down by Kronus as Kronus nailed him hard into the mat. Spellbinder needs to get back in that ring right now.
Yeah, you know, you're talking about Prentice. I guess knowing him over the years, we shouldn't have been surprised. But he said for 7 or 8 months he had been around. Nice guy, doing some charity work, all sorts of things. And then, to take no prisoners is what he says. And then all of a sudden, the money, the greed got to him. And he turned on the Spiders like that. But now he's with the world champions. He figures he's going to make even more money on their winning.
Well, Bert has always been the best friend that money can buy, and he is exactly that. Saturn down hard at the throat, and the referee starts the count. He breaks it quickly, but not before he ended up doing some damage to Chris. Chris Frazier has not been warmly received in there.
Well, Chris badly needs to get a tag on the Spellbinder, and the Eliminators are determined. They're making the smart move, like it or not. They're keeping Chris in there, keeping him away from the tag. Oh, look at this. Biting him, choking him.
Kronus goes right for the forehead as he starts biting away on Chris Frazier. Yeah, normally what we would do is we would say, well, that's good, smart wrestling tactic for a tag team to keep the guy that's injured in there. Sometimes it's difficult to chew on that and say it when you're talking about somebody like the Eliminators connected with Bert Prentice, but it is good wrestling.
There's a big right hand that knocks Frazier off his feet. Any thoughts Chris had of getting over to that man looking across? The Spellbinder eliminated right there. Chris is just trying to keep from being pinned now.
Missouri Tiger Jeff Gaylord joining us back in the USWA, and I'm looking forward to that match with Doug Gilbert. There was a good move by the Eliminators, although it was 2-on-1, which doesn't surprise me. You got to give these guys their credit when it comes to wrestling. They do make some very good moves in there. And if that doesn't work, hire Bert Prentice. He'll take care of the rest of it.
Get that third man in the corner.
Yeah, you bet I'm saying the truth about you. Whoop kick by Saturn off that top one. 1, 2, 3. That's all. So, the Spellbinder started out with some pretty snappy moves in there, but Chris Frazier really was never able to get it going as the Eliminators teamed it up together, Dave, and did their number.
And as we talk about, they kept him in there the rest of the way, finally had him wore down to the point where there was no chance he was going to break out of the cover. The count of 3 fell, and now Bert Prentice is with a face-off with the Spellbinder here.
Yeah.
They're look at Bert holding the referee out of the action as the Eliminators are about set to go. Here's the Missouri Tiger in here. That'll even it up. And now all of a sudden there's no confrontation. The Eliminators are slowly inching their way out of the ring. And look, they're not going to turn their back on the Missouri Tiger either. Bert is saying, come on, time to go. Time for lunch.
Little change of temperament right there as the Eliminators, when it was 2-on-1 on the Spellbinder, all 4 jumping over and pounding on him. And then when Jeff Gaylord came in to make it 2-on-2, that's a different story entirely.
There's the indication from Bert Prentice that, yeah, okay, you've got this situation here, but I'm not going to get involved. And Jeff, welcome back, and thanks for coming in.
Thanks a lot, Dave. You know, those Eliminators think they're really bad and really big. But you got to remember this. Spellbinder and myself are really bad, and we're really big. And I think that gold would look good around our waist. What do you think?
Are we announcing a tag team here, or are you going to keep us in suspense a while on something like that?
We're always open for any opportunities, and I sure would like to get a piece of those Eliminators, that's for sure.
That's an interesting thought. These 2 guys together going for the World Tag titles. Yeah, we'll kind of keep that in mind, and let's see if that'll develop somewhere along the way. We're going to be back with more from the USWA coming up right after this.